Crossing a country road, a long local train trundles across rural Henry County, Missouri. This Missouri and northern Arkansas freight is running on what's left of the old Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad's Mainline to St. Louis. Most of the old MKT across Missouri is now the Katy Trail State Park. In 1988, the Katy was purchased by the Union Pacific system. This section between the Kansas-Missouri state line and Clinton, Missouri is the only part of the St. Louis route still in operation. We are now trackside at LeDoux, Missouri. Today's train has quite a few hopper cars from grain elevators and feed mills in towns along the way. This local is headed for the end of the line at Clinton. And since there are no sidings long enough in Clinton to hold this many cars, most of them are being parked here at LeDoux. For the complete story of the Missouri-Kansas-Texas lines across Missouri, be sure to check out Show Me Katy by Michael Landis. This full-color book, which includes more than 300 action-packed images, is now available from Main Track Media. The siding the hoppers are being left on actually runs 2 miles west to the Kansas City Power and Light Montrose generating station. There's no hiding the fact Engine 2726 is a former Union Pacific unit. The rebuilt SD40-2, reclassified as an SD40M-2, came from Union Pacific predecessor Chicago and Northwestern. With its switching duties done for now, the engine heads out of LeDoux and toward its destination with a much shorter consist in tow. Just 2 tank cars bound for the Low Champion oil distribution plant in Clinton. In Katy times, this was a 40-mile-an-hour main line, hosting 2 daily freight trains between Texas and St. Louis. As our train pulls into Clinton, we see it's much more slow-going these days. The local comes to town once a week. It's pretty much been the schedule since 1992, when Missouri and northern Arkansas took over operation of these tracks from Union Pacific. With no way to turn around in Clinton, the train will have to run in reverse, backing the rest of the way through town to the oil distributor. Back when this was a main line, most street crossings in Clinton were protected by signals. With the downgrading of the line, the crossing signals were eventually replaced by simple crossbuck signs. And now each of the streets has to be flagged by train crew members. Here, the train squeals around the curve at the 5th Street crossing. The local approaches North Clinton, which was the junction of the Katy and the Frisco High Line, a secondary route between Springfield, Missouri and Kansas City. When the Frisco pulled out of town back in 1978, the remnants of its trackage serving local businesses were taken over by the MKT. After leaving the loaded tank cars back on the main line, our engine runs up the old Frisco trackage to the Low Champion plant. It's the very last industry in town regularly served by the railroad. Union Pacific abandoned the rest of the Katy main line north of here to Sedalia in 1989. The one thing that saved this line south of Clinton is the Kansas City Power and Light plant back at LeDoux, which receives unit coal trains. With 4 empties retrieved from the plant, 2726 heads back to retrieve the loaded cars and will return with those. For now, this stretch of the original Missouri, Kansas, Texas holds on. But with the power plant near LeDoux expected to close sometime by 2018, who knows how much longer trains will keep running to Clinton on the old Katy.